bite your tongue. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. I heard a good quote today by Dan Sullivan. If you're not familiar with Dan Sullivan, he runs Strategic Coach, which is an organization that works with business owners to kind of take their mindset to the next level. And he always has some interesting thoughts. He's on a lot of podcasts. You can look him up. And he mentioned about Tombstone Talk. And it's the idea that people, especially after a certain age, start talking. And I'm guilty of this completely. Start talking about being too old and not being young enough to do the next thing, and not having enough time left to do what they want to do, and all this talk that basically sets you up for an early death, and that you're making it easy. You're making it too easy for death to come and get you, type of thing. And I think it's true to a certain extent that you really can I think you do more damage to yourself by talking it than you could even do positive for yourself. I know there's a whole lot of talk about positive self-talk, and I get it to an extent. I think it's more important to not do the negative self-talk, to watch what you say, and why, because what you're saying is what you're thinking, and it feeds into your thoughts. And if you're careful about what you say, you can slow down your adopting of your thoughts as your own. Whereas when you start thinking something and then you start talking it, now you've kind of taken it on. And it's not a good thing to take on a lot of negative concepts, because they pile up over time, And one example of that is talking yourself into an early grave. Another one is talking yourself into pain and suffering. You take something, small pains, small issues that you have, you complain about them, and for some reason they tend to get bigger and bolder, and everybody does that to one extent or another. What the important thing is to catch yourself and not fall into doing that all the time. And we all do it. It doesn't matter whether you've been successful in business, which is a lot of people that watch this, or you haven't been successful in business and you're just an average person out there trying to make it in the world. What you say matters. And that's why a lot of people promote saying positive things. And I think that can help to a certain extent. The problem is that I think a lot of times if you start saying positive things that you don't believe in, you start not believing yourself, and you start considering yourself a liar, and then you get into this psychological loop that I've seen a lot of people get into over the years, where they don't even trust their own words as they're coming out of their mouth. And you can hear it, this lack of confidence in everything that they do. And I think a lot of that comes, I don't know if it's a chicken or egg thing, if they were just lacked confidence to begin with, or if it feeds into itself because they don't believe even the words that are coming out. So, interesting concept, and I'd love to hear what you think. Leave a comment down below whether you think self-talk is important or not, whether it just doesn't mean anything, or do words actually matter, and do they feed back into your thought pattern and your thought loop. Got to be careful about those type of things. It's important to watch your thoughts, important to watch your words. And I think if you do that, if you just keep an eye on it and you don't try and push it too far one way or the other, you just don't adopt every thought that runs through your head. I think you get into a whole lot of trouble doing that. So this was just a little bit of a mindset exercise today. Love to hear what you think, and maybe we can get more of a conversation about this as we go along. Leave a comment down below. We'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.